Good evening, Creative Redundancy. Welcome to Coffee Talk. Hope you're doing well. And thank you for the first like. Hope you're doing well today. I'm enjoying summer vacation. Stephanie Hicks, welcome. Let me go to your channel and give you standard moderator. Stephanie, you're now a standard moderator on my channel. Welcome. I'm Uncle Al Die Bullfrog. And if you noticed, I linked your channel. Basically, what that is that anybody that wants to subscribe to your channel or click onto your channel, even though you're not a content creator, they have the ability to do that. And when you get a blue wrench, like you make another comment, you'll see that your channel has turned blue. That means that you have the ability to click on any of these other channels, and you can go to their channel, directly. And quite a few people are coming in. Walter Davis, welcome. Joseph Moore, my friend, welcome. The Bud Files, welcome. And I am writing down names of channels. Little Lone Prepper, how's it going? Thank you for coming in. I think I got everybody's in here right now. Eight in the house, 4 likes. If you have not left a like, please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. Helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. So, I hope everybody's blessed. I hope so. So today I want to talk about a few things. I went over to my bank today and I opened a second account in order to provide information for my monetization. I do not want them having my primary account information. So I opened a secondary account, which I have to be able to provide information on where they would where they would deposit money into my account when they owe me money, or when they decide that they owe me money, And the way YouTube works, for those who are monetized, they don't send you money unless they owe you at least $100. So let's say you're not doing that much, then it may be once every couple of months, once every 3 months. I hope not, but they owe you $100 before they send you money. And there are channels that you can talk to, and they'll let you know. They sent me $125 this month, or they sent me $150 this month, And these are pretty good sized channels that have a lot of activity, but you're not making the big bucks. As a matter of fact, they used to make more money on YouTube than, from what I understand, people used to make more money on YouTube than they make today. But it is what it is. But that's one of the things that I have to do. Sharecropping, Uncle Al, that's right. Sharecropping. Nine in the house. So I did that today, and I gotta finish the monetization thing. I could have done that several months ago. I hadn't done it. I'm not going to be depending on that for my livelihood. This is just a hobby with me. I've spent some time talking to the Black Widow. Very nice lady, very intelligent lady. She's in the process right now of trying to get monetized, and she's having difficulty with YouTube or with the side company that handles that. She said that they're on her about supposedly reusing content. They don't like you to reuse content. And she says she's trying to figure out what they're talking about. They don't give you a lot of specifics. I'll give an example. And I'm not wanting to be political, but I'm just going to use this because I keep hearing about it on the news. So they have this case going on up in New York involving the former president. And he was charged with a misdemeanor, and then they're saying he's charged with a felony that's connected to the misdemeanor, but they haven't identified what the felony is. In order for them to charge him, my understanding is the statute of limitations is expired on the misdemeanor. It's not expired on a felony, but then you've got a state court or you've got a city prosecutor trying to prosecute a felony, which is supposedly a federal crime. And the thing is, well, a state prosecutor cannot prosecute a federal crime. Well, that's one of the issues that they have, like what's going on. But then the other thing is that they didn't identify what the federal crime is. And they identified 3 different things that could possibly be a federal crime, and they said, well, pick your crime. Which, from what I understand, is not kosher. But that's something that they've done. So everybody's saying that no matter what happens, it's going to get thrown out on an appeal. You know, if there is a conviction, it'll get thrown out on an appeal. The man will never see any jail time or anything. But the appeal won't get thrown out until after the election. So they'll be able to campaign saying, well, he's a felon. You know. And that's what the goal is, supposedly. You know, that's what their goal is to have something on him that they can use against him in the, you know, and not one way or another. I'm trying to be neutral, so don't get mad at me and run off. Some people, you know, would want to do that. Don't get mad at me and don't shoot the messenger. But that's something that's going on. Mom of 4 boys. Welcome, Mom of 4 boys. And Melinda Elliott, my friend. How are you both doing? So let me tell you what my channel's been doing lately. That way you'll know where I'm at. So I have 1,568 subscribers right now. I'm down 3 from my high. My high was 1,571, and then I lost 1, and then I lost 1, and then I lost 1, you know, and it happens. It fluctuates. Right now, for the 28-day cycle, because, you know, YouTube does a 28-day cycle. You can look at your analytics, and it'll give you 28-day cycle, 4 weeks. 9,600 views. I'm at 9,600 views, and I don't know what you're thinking, but that's pretty good for me. Not my high, but that's pretty good for me, and that's over 2,000 a week. You know, averaging over 2,000 a week, which is good. Um, I have 407 watch hours. Now that's low because I was averaging over 600, but it's coming back up. I went for a period. I've been sick, and I had a lot of stuff going on at work, and I went for a period this last 28-day cycle where probably half the days I didn't live stream. I missed a lot of live streams, and then I did some short live streams that were like 30 minutes. So that really hit me on my watch hours. So my watch hours are down. It's at 407. And you know, once you get monetized, so once I complete the monetization process and all, you're not worried about watch hours. You're more worried about views and likes. Likes get you more views. So views, you're basically coming, what you want is views, because that's what YouTube's worried about once you get monetized, is views. My last live stream had 55 viewers. I had 55 views on my last live stream. And my current short that I dropped this morning, Ungrateful Peasant, hello Wayne, thank you for coming in. My current short that I dropped this morning has 165 views. The one that I did before was like at 260 or 70, and the one before that I think was 400 and something. So my shorts have been doing, I guess, what you consider average for me. Wayne the Ungrateful Peasant, thank you for coming in. I sometimes will embarrass Wayne because I think him, you know, and I haven't done this in a while for Uncle Al either. You know, both Wayne and Uncle Al, Die Bullfrog, Alan Sato, Die Bullfrog 79, both of them served in the military. And, you know, thank you for your service, gentlemen. I appreciate both of you. And if I left anybody else out, please let me know, because, you know, it is a great service to our country. You're giving up years of your life. You're not doing it to get rich, and you are risking your life, you know, when you do that. My father, Becoming Dangerous, welcome. My father, 10 in the house, 7 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. My father and my uncle both served 3 years during World War II, 43 to 46. They were both older. They were 30-ish when they were drafted. So in short order, they were both made sergeants. They were both sergeants. My father actually was offered a field commission after the Germans surrendered if you'd agree to go over to the Pacific, if he'd stay and go over to the Pacific. And he said not only no, but hell no. He did not want any part of that, you know. And he used to tell stories that I used to love listening to, where he was surrounded at Bastogne. The Germans had surrounded him, you know, when they had that last big Western offensive. And he was at Bastogne when they were surrounded. So I was surrounded. He used to tell me that story when I was a little kid. I used to love that. So, what else? Yes, please hit the like button. I've had 10 channels come through and written down the names of them. Let me say a few things that are preparedness related. You know, everybody should know that the Scout motto is be prepared. That's the Scout motto. And I was, you know, thinking about that. It's very important that in an emergency that you have some, you know, you do have some, you are ready with some supplies. It's a good idea that you have, you know, a week or two's worth of bottled water, canned foods, the ability to heat, a good manual can opener. I need to post this on my website. This is $2. Got this at Walmart, $2. You may or may not like the color, but it's also got a bottle opener. $2. And you know, and you can use it, and it will not be hard to open a can with this. Now you get those little P58s and the various ones that the military give you, or you have like one of these Boy Scout knives that's got a can opener on it. Boy, you're gonna struggle to open that can. You'll get that can open, but what if you got to open up 3 or 4 in short order? Do you want to use something that's going to take you, 2 or 3 minutes to open one can, or do you want to use something that you'll open that can in about 10, 15 seconds? And it won't, you're not going to hurt yourself. You're not going to cut yourself. You're not going to be worn out when you open the cans. $2. Why do you need a manual can opener? Well, power goes out. No electricity. Think about that. Think about that. They rotated a lot of guys on both fronts after the Germans surrendered because the guys from the Pacific didn't have the same hate for the Germans, so they were less likely to abuse the civilians. Yes, that's true. Also, like Japanese Americans, people who were Asian, they largely had them over in the European front, as opposed to having them over in the Western, the Pacific front. That was another difference that they did. We were not kind to the Japanese. FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, was not kind to the Japanese. He did some bad things, wanting to put them in camps. Alacaneda Vog, welcome, young lady. Thank you for coming in. Yes, good morning to you. Good evening to me. Alacaneda is over in India. She's in the subcontinent. She's in the subcontinent of India. Very nice young lady. She's got a good channel. If you're not subscribed to her, I encourage you to subscribe her channel. Let me go to her channel real fast. And I'm going to share her out. Even though everybody in here right now has a Blue Ranch so that you can actually access channels, I'm still going to share her out. And that is a link to Alacaneda's channel. I did run a playlist last night. I did run a playlist. And I did run one of Alacaneda's live streams. I run one that was 1 hour and 20 minutes and 28 seconds. She was one of the live streams I ran. So I do help my friends. And I'll tell you what, Uncle Al. Though it was horrible, those nukes, but from what I understand, we also firebombed, and we actually killed more people in a couple of those mass firebombings than we did in those nukes. We did the same thing with Germany. Germany surrendered before we had the nuke, or we would have probably nuked a German city or two. We would have probably nuked a couple of German cities. But we didn't have it available yet. But like at the very end of the war, we were very hateful. Dresden, Slaughterhouse, was it Slaughterhouse 7, Slaughterhouse 8? I remember reading that, Kurt Vonnegut, back in the days. It was one of the things I had to read for college 40 some odd years ago. And it was about the firebombing of Dresden. We basically dropped napalm on them and killed 50, 60,000 people in the city of Dresden. Right a few days before. The war was basically already over. We already basically had invaded them pretty much. And it was like very short order. And we were just being hateful, and we just bombed the crap out of them. We did the same thing with Japan. And we firebombed some of the Japanese cities. And I'm not saying they didn't necessarily have it coming to them, but that's just not wanting to get into the politics of it or anything. I wasn't there. I do have a degree in history. My first bachelor's, I have a degree in history. Studied history, communications, and psychology, if you can believe that. And I loved history. I have twice the number of classes required for a major in history. I just took classes. I was a professional student back then. I didn't have to work. I just, and we didn't have internet. Back at that time, I took the Corpus newspaper, daily paper. I took the San Antonio Express, which was a daily newspaper, big newspaper in San Antonio, conservative paper. And I took 3 days worth of the New York Times. I would basically get Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of the New York Times. I mean, not New York Times, the Wall Street Journal. Sorry, I would not want the New York Times. The Wall Street Journal. I took 3 days worth of the Wall Street Journal, and I had like magazines like Time, Newsweek, and Life. I got all those in print. I took Archaeology Today. There were certain things that, and back then we didn't have any of the stuff that we have now. So you'd have print. Print newspapers were a lot more popular. I had subscriptions to them. And you would get the local paper, and you'd get that San Antonio paper that morning. They deliver it very early. And then the Wall Street Journal, you would get it like a day late. You would get those like a day late. If I recall correctly, I think sometimes you get like 2 days worth at the same time. And that was back a long time ago. I had encyclopedias. I had a set of Encyclopedia Britannica. Everything was in print. I used to get, comic books. I collected comic books, certain comics. Read lots of paperback books, lots of first edition hardcover books back in the days. Bookstores, we had tons of bookstores back then, unlike today. When I moved to Victoria, I've lived in Victoria, Texas for 20 years, and when I moved from Corpus to Victoria, we had a bookstore in the mall. I think it was like B. Dalton or Walden's bookstore was in the mall, and we had a bookstore down Navarro. We had 2 bookstores. Neither one of those are open now. We had 2 cafeterias. We had a First cafeteria that was on Navarro, and we had a Luby's cafeteria in the mall. I loved Luby's cafeteria. It was my big thing after church. On Sundays, we'd go to eat lunch. We'd go to eat at Luby's. Well, they closed both of those down. So then, things aren't the way they used to be. I don't have any subscriptions to newspapers right now. I don't have any subscriptions to magazines. I used to be a member of the NRA, and I used to get the Rifleman magazine. I used to get I'd get a lot of magazines, and that was your source of, and if you wanted the news, you would get ABC, NBC, and CBS 3, 6, and 10. And then when cable came out, it's been out for about 30 years now. You had CNN. And back in the day, CNN was preferred. It was preferable, and it was very middle of the road. It wasn't left wing the way it is now to the left. It was very middle of the road, and you'd get both sides. And Ted Turner did a really good job with it before he sold it. Did a really good. CNN was your go-to, cable news. So let's talk a little bit about. I'm drinking coffee, Nescafe. Ew, it got cold. Okay, that's. I don't like cold coffee. I had done a short. This is my latest short. I bought 100 pack of Nescafe Taster's Choice. This is the house blend, and with it, 100 pack of the coffee creamer. I'm a big coffee drinker, and I drink the pods, but a lot of times I just drink the packets. And these are the Coffee Mate creamers. Coffee Mate. You get 100 of those, and you get 100 of the. And I bought them with Prime on Amazon. It was like $20. $20, free delivery, Prime. My friend, the Black Widow, she was getting on to me about what I eat and what I drink and, you know, sugars and such. Stevia. I got it too. Stevia. This is one I hadn't opened. This is 80 packs. But what I was gonna say, I go down just about every day to Speedy Stop. And when I go down there, I'm always picking up stuff. You know, I go get tacos, or I go get, you know, I'll go get pancakes or whatever. And this is all Speedy Stop. So I go down there, I'll get a few sugars. I get a few of the artificials. These are the yellow stuff. I don't care for the saccharin. Salt and pepper. And then you got creamers. I'll go get I'm part of the coffee club. So I pay $10 a month for coffee. My daughter got that for me for my birthday. Got me hooked up in the coffee club. I basically just give them my phone number, and it gives me credit, and then I get free tacos, and I get all sorts of, you know, little goodies and advantages and such, and then I get free coffee, and I can go down, you know, every hour I can go down and get coffee if I want to. I usually get 24 ounce in the morning. I split it with my wife. Come home and I split it with her. Sometimes I go in the evening, I'll get a coffee. But then, I mean, I drink coffee, and I drink sachets of coffee. I love the Nescafe Classical. This is a dark roast. You get 7 of these. You get a 84. You get 12 packs of these. And I paid like less than $13 for them Prime. You don't get these at Walmart. You know. This is the only coffee I will drink that I don't put creamer in it. I mean, this is very smooth. It's the coffee singles, the classic roast. You dunk it until you get the way you want to. This is the only coffee I'll drink that I don't put cream in. This is very smooth coffee. Very smooth. So we talk about being prepared. Do you have bottled water? How much bottled water do you have? Got to think about that. I know you like tacos, Stephanie. I've witnessed it. They're good, aren't they? I like the bean and egg. Hey, no problem. You know, God bless you. Spend as much time with your mother as you can. I lost my mother 20, 20 years ago. Yeah, it's been my mother's been gone for 20 years. My father's been gone for almost 50 years. You know, my parents were married for 21 years before they had me. I was a late life baby. They were both tobacco users, and then they both stopped smoking. And within a couple of years, when they stopped smoking, somebody became fertile, and my mother was able to have me. So she was 40, and my father was 50 when I was born. So all of my cousins are old and a lot older than I am. I've got a cousin that's getting ready to turn. My oldest cousin on my mother's side of the family is getting ready to turn 90. If my father were alive right now, he'd be 112, 113 if he were alive. And I guess it's theoretically possible that he could be alive right now, but very few people live to be that age. I mean, you're talking about a handful of people in the United States are probably past 110. A lot of people live to be 100. You know, a lot of people live to be in their 90s. Both of my father's brothers, one died at the age of 94, and then Uncle Howard fell and hurt himself, and he's a couple of months shy of 94. He died when he was 93, the baby of the family. He's the last one that passed away just the last couple of months. My father's baby brother. My father was 17 years older than his baby brother. So, hey, God bless the survivors. So I don't have them with me right here. They're out in the pantry. But yesterday I had shown some boxes of drinks that the packets of stuff. I buy a lot of Crystal Light. It's not made with sugar, so the calories, it has less calories, 5 to 10 calories. And I get, like, I love the lemonade, I love the grape. The punch is okay. The peach tea is really good. I get these packs of the Weilers, you know, with the different flavors of lemonade, the pink lemonade, the various lemonades and all that. Raspberry lemonade, and you know, I buy packs, little sachets of those, and I put them in bottles of water. You know, you get a half liter of water, you put them in. It's a very good, you know, very good drink, very inexpensive. So you got to be prepared. Like, hurricane season starts June the 1st. That's 2 days from now. Have you seen on the news about all of the tornadoes? It seems like Tornado Alley, it used to be up in Kansas, is moving south. Arkansas, Oklahoma, northern Texas, Louisiana. We're getting the crap knocked out of us by tornadoes, and there have been, in the last several days, 20 people killed in tornadoes. And that is weather change patterns. The poles are moving. The North Pole, the South Pole, they're moving. You know, we're in the process of a pole shift. And it's been going on for over 100 years. But it seems to be speeding up a little bit. And the North Pole is moving sort of into Siberia. It's moving into Russia. The South Pole is moving up towards South America. And that's happening. Lemonade, yes, lemonade. I love the lemonade. Good stuff. I had one today. I keep cold water in the fridge. I keep it at school. Um, and you can always add to it. You can drink cold water is good. You want bottled water. You do not want to drink tap water. You do not want to drink tap water because of all the minerals. That's a good way to get kidney stones. When I lived in Corpus, I was right at 40-ish. I had a kidney stone. I thought somebody stuck me in the back with a pike. It hurt like the devil. And I mean to tell you, I was having fever. I was in pain. I was sweating. When I would pee, it'd come out pink. You know, and they gave me steroids, antibiotics, and all sorts of pain medication, and it took me a couple of weeks to pass that kidney stone. And then they told me, don't drink the tap water. And since then, I've not had any more trouble. They had to do a scan on me, and my kidneys are good. I don't have any problems. You don't have any problems right now from that. Mr. Whistle, welcome, Mr. Whistle. Thank you for coming in. Oh, man. Seven in the house, 11 likes. We're 37 minutes into the live stream, and I'm trying to do an hour. So I will be, in the next, whenever, I'm planning on getting monetized. Or at least I'm going to finish the paperwork for monetization. One of the things I heard I need to do is I need to select an ad that I can, they're already running ads on my stuff. So when I do videos of any length, they've been running ARP. They've been running Joel Osteen. I can't stand Joel Osteen, but they've been running Joel Osteen, commercials. My demographics are people my age, a little younger than me, a little older than me. I do have younger people watching me, but not in the majority, And so they're running stuff that's like for older folks, and it's my my age group, my demographics. I'm glad you're doing great. KP Heathen, my friend, welcome from Louisiana. I've been expecting my friend Yoda, Dave from Georgia, to come on, and he hasn't. He's been out of pocket. Good friend, he and Echo, living my best life at 60. Echo Carter or Echo Curtis. I'm horrible with names. I know it's Echo, and then David Vanderford. He's going by Yoda now. No, I'm not saying that the Uncle Al. I'm sorry if you misunderstood me. I'm saying that the current pole shift, the poles, has been going on for about 100 years. The shift started very slow, and it's been building up speed over a period of about 100, what I've heard. And yeah, those pole shifts are not very often. They're not very often. So you're right about that, Uncle Al. Sorry if you misunderstood what I was trying to say. What I was wanting to get across is that the current shift of the poles it started about 100 years ago, or maybe 110 years ago. I don't know. Somewhere, a long time ago. Another thing that I've read, the ice, North Pole ice, is getting thinner. It's not as much ice up in the north, but it's building up in the south. South Pole ice is really building up. North Pole ice is not as much of it. I've heard that. So it's very important for you to have canned food and bottled water. Now, one of the things you need to determine is how many people are you providing for? Because for each person you're providing for, you've got to have that much more water and food. If you're by yourself, you're the lone wolf, then if you got a couple of 24 packs of bottled water, that'll get you by for, week, 10 days. The idea is that you're supposed to drink 8 glasses of water a day to stay hydrated. Especially if the grid is down, if it's hot, you're going to be sweating a lot. If you're doing activity, you're sweating a lot. You need to rehydrate. So 8 glasses of water would be the equivalent of 4 half liters. So you got like a half liter. You drink 4 of these, this is 8 glasses of water. And I like to put packets of stuff in it. I like my water cold. If the power went out, I've got a couple of 12-volt refrigerator freezers with power stations, solar panels. I would basically be recharging from solar on my patio roof. Got 8 panels up there, getting ready to install some more, and going to be replacing my deep cycle batteries with lithium. Hadn't done that yet, but I'm going to be doing that, and trying to do a little upgrade. I need to do an unboxing I need to do 3/4 of a million calories per person per year. Think about that one. Think about that one. Thanks, CR. Think about that. 3/4 of a million calories. Now, what are you supposed to be having as far as calories a day? I think with the ladies something like 1,400 or so, and with the men something like 2,000. If you're not like super active, you're not really burning calories. You think about that. Whereas if you're like military type, let's say you were emergency mode. Let's say you got some MREs, and I know that the idea is you wouldn't want to eat those long term, but the idea of having some like humanitarian daily rations or some meals ready to eat, like with the military, they feed them out in the field. You had a couple of those a day. They normally would give them like 3 a day, but then their metabolisms are burning at a lot higher rate. Each of those MREs are like 1,100, 1,200 calories, and if you had a couple of those a day, that would certainly take care of you. Like the humanitarian daily rations, they don't come with beverages or beverage powder, but they'll come with 2 mains, a couple of packs of crackers for the mains, Pop-Tart, peanut butter and jelly, a couple of cookies, those big cookies that the shelf-stable cookies. Some of them come with smoothies, and then basically, you got your own drink mixes for it, and your bottled water. Yeah, we do use water beyond drinking. NASA 365 gallons of drinking water per person. Now think about that. A gallon of water is 8 pounds. 8 pounds in a gallon in weight. 365 gallons. That's a hell of a lot of weight per person. I've got quite a bit of bottled water stored. 3 gallon bottles, 5 gallon bottles, stackables, 1 gallon jugs, 24 packs of half liters. I got tons of it. I've also got water out back for a catchment system that we have. That we've got, like 50-gallon plastic with the screw-on tops, for filtration, where you can. Got a couple of those. Water will be in a grid down situation. Water and food will be your number one priorities. You take medication. If you're older, you take medication. Do you have a supply of your medication? I have about a 5-month supply of my medication. I really should have at least a 1-year supply of my medication. I'm gonna try to build it up and get it. And you got it on a rotation. You get a rotation. The thing about the insurance is they will provide you with 3 months worth at a time. Every 3 months I get, and I don't pay for my medication. But if I had to pay for it, it'd be several $100s. So I may have to bite the bullet for buying some of that. Yeah, and the idea of hygiene. You got to have water for hygiene. You got to have water for cooking. You got to think about all that. The sewer system's not working. Do you have a septic system, or do you have, what are you going to do about your waste? Got to think about that. Yeah, you got to have water for gardening. Got to have water for gardening. No swamp cooler without water. Well, that's true. Pets, you gotta have water for your pets. You gotta have food for your pets. Gotta think about all that. Gotta think about all that. Think about it. So, hurricane season starts in a couple days, and they put out planning guides. I got this in the mail. One of my colleagues at work run this stuff for me. This is a Hurricane Guide 2024, and how to build a disaster supply kit. Items to have, a supply list. You can pull that all off the, FEMA, and you can pull that off the internet. Well, yeah. Yeah, you can live without alcohol. It's been years since I've had a drink. I used to love Crown Royal with Coke and ice. That was my preferred beverage. And then I was like, Crown Royal with Diet Coke and ice. Diet Coke. And I just stopped drinking. I've set an example for the wife and kid. I don't drink. Idaho Garden Girl, welcome. Good to see you. Like 14, thank you. So I am going to be having a wing lady that's going to be starting this coming week. She's here tonight. Be kind to her. Her name's Stephanie. And she's going to start helping me with my channel. Going to try to be growing it. And I need somebody that can basically link channels for me. And that way I can concentrate on my script. And Uncle Al keeps saying, stick with the script, you know, stick with preparedness. And that way I can sort of focus on that, and I'm not paying attention. She can keep a list going of who's here. Or we can do thank yous to the people who come in. I gotta be doing community wall posts, and I haven't been doing that recently. I need to get back to the community wall post. I am trying to do 2 shorts a day, and I know there are people who do 5, 6, 7, or 8 shorts a day. That's what they do, is they put out shorts. And I'm trying to put out 1 in the morning, and I'm trying to put out 1 in the evening. And I'm doing better. I'm doing better the last couple of weeks. I've been putting out 2 shorts a day. Uncle Al should be proud of me. He puts out like a ton of, you know, and I leave comments and likes on all of his shorts, and do the same thing for a lot of the other people that, I mean, I get I get notifications. So I'm trying to give back and support people, and hopefully over the summer, because I'll be off for the next couple of months, that I can get back into my channel. But this is a hobby, and I am trying to expand my hobby. One thing you have to understand, yes, I know, Uncle Al, I'm going to upgrade. My daughter today was talking about, well, you got it picked out? You got picked out what you want? You know, so get a new phone and get a new computer. Have you got it picked out? I said, well, I'm looking. You know, right now I'm looking, trying to figure out what exactly I'm going to get. But I am going to do it, and I'm going to do it, you know, like soon, you know. I have the money to do it. I just got to, you know, got to do it. And I'm probably going to be changing my service. My phone service, I'm going to be changing my phone service. Keeping the number, but I'm changing the service. You know, I'm not happy with Optimum. I have Optimum, I'm not happy. Right now I have Optimum for my internet, and I have Optimum for phones. My daughter has T-Mobile. She likes her T-Mobile. I'm thinking of Cricket for me and for the wife. I'll shift over first, and then I'll do the shift over the wife. 53 minutes in, 10 in the house, 14 likes. To my knowledge, I've actually had 14 channels come in and identify themselves. When I look at my snapshot, like yesterday's snapshot, I'll tell you. Right after my live stream, it said I had 43 views. I had 20 channels come through that left me comments. I had 43 views. Chat rate was 2. Peak concurrence were 11. Average view duration was 12 minutes and 1 second. Total watch time was 8 hours and 37 minutes and 14 seconds, and duration was 1 hour and 1 minute. That was yesterday. And then there are people who will rerun, or they miss it and they'll run it, or they'll run it on a playlist to give me watch time, and that gives me an hour, extra hour. So, you know, anytime I do a live stream, because I'm not, you know, just blowing up, but anytime I do a live stream and I'm making 10, 12 hours, because, you know, I'm doing 8.5, 9 hours at the stream, then afterwards 2 or 3 people come back and they run me on a playlist and watch me. You know, I'm getting over 10 hours per live stream, which is, you know, good for me. I do 1 a day, you know. So, and I've been doing like I've done some 1.5 hours. I've done a few 2-hour ones, and different people come through, and, you know, I get, you know, 15, 16 hours just off of doing it. Like when I do it like that, But then I get people who get upset with me. Why are you doing a 2-hour live stream? And there are tons of people who do 2-hour, 3-hour live streams. I play them. You know, I run them on a playlist. You know, there are tons of people who do that. The Black Widow. Thank you for coming in, Black Widow. Welcome. I was communicating with my friend, the Black Widow, and I told her, and I'll tell y'all again, for those of you who just recently came in, I went over today and I opened up a second account, my banking. And the purpose for me opening up a second account is that I don't give them my primary account information for my monetization, because you've got to give them, when you do the monetization, you've got to give them account information to where they would basically deposit your money that when they pay you money for your part in what you're doing, what Uncle Al refers to as sharecropping. when you do that, you got to give them. So I did not want to give them my primary account information, so I started another account. And then my friend, who's a little sarcastic and has got a sense of humor, very intelligent lady, she said, well, Google already knows all about you, and they have all your information already. It's like, God darn it. Thank you. You know, thank you. I'm trying. You know, I'm putting forth an effort, lady. E-money, yeah. Sierra, I need to go by and give you some love. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. And I still got to make gardening and time travel videos. Time travel, yeah. I watch some of these YouTubes where they talk about, well, what if you sent a platoon of special forces back to the Alamo or to the Civil War, you know, like send them to Gettysburg or whatever? Would that change the outcome? You better believe it. You know, they said, well, you send a squad of 5 men with today's weapons to the Alamo. What would that do? Would they be able to pull it out? I think they'd pull it out. You know, I think they'd pull it out. The range and all that sort of stuff. So I follow the Scout motto, and the Scouts are changing their name because of all the trouble that they've had. I follow the Scout motto. I was a Scout for a couple of years. Be prepared. You know. And the idea is to, you know, anticipate and have what you need in case of an emergency. You know, you drive a car, you drive a truck, you got a spare tire, you got a jack, you get a flat, you change it. God help you, you get 2 flats, you got one tire to change, you're screwed. That's what you call for a tow truck. But you know, general preparedness. You have a first aid kit, a good first aid kit. You know, you keep bottled water. Do you have like a carry bag or a get home bag with stuff in it? What about self-defense? Do you have stuff for that? Every day when you wake up, thank God for the day. You know, say the Lord's Prayer. I say the Lord's Prayer and thank God for the day. I'm surprised every day I wake up, thank God, because when I don't wake up, I won't know it. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Thank responders. Thank the law enforcement. Thank the medical workers. Thank people, firemen. They're not doing it to get rich, and they risk their lives. Thank the military. Thank veterans. Be kind to older people. One day you're going to be one of those older people. You know, keep your eyes open, your ears open. Pay attention. Learn from other people if you can. And everybody, please have a blessed day, and I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. 7 p.m. for another edition of Coffee Talk. Thank you.